So Gus Van Sant's 1998 remake of Psycho is probably one of the most divisive remakes of all time, and I've just watched it. There's a lot to unpack here. Now, in my mind, there are two ways of viewing this film. Either as a remake of one of the most iconic films of all time, or as its own entity, you know, separating the two from each other. And that is exactly what I tried to do with this viewing. Granted, the fact that this is a near shot-for-shot remake of the original does make that much harder. But while viewing, I deliberately put any knowledge of the 1960 classic to the back of my mind. You know, I viewed it as if I'd never seen the original. All comparisons were off the table. And by that metric, as you would imagine, it's a very good film. For this initial segment of the video, I'm gonna try avoid saying phrases like compared to, because I just want to judge this first not as a remake but as its own film. It will be getting harshly criticised in just a second though. For obvious reasons, the plot, pacing, suspense, it's all great. As I said, while it is derivative, if I'm judging it as its own thing, the film in my mind is already very good. There's absolutely no denying that fact. The critics who rate this poorly are simply kidding themselves, because the original was amazing and this near identical copy is objectively good as well. We've got a really strong cast of Vince Vaughn and Anne Hatch, as well as Julianne Moore, Viggo Mortensen, and William Macy, who all look right in their element. And I personally believe that Vince Vaughn does an amazing job. Dare I say, one of the best performances I've seen from him. While there is a lot less sensitivity brought to the role in comparison to Anthony Perkins' portrayal, yes, I realise I've just compared the two films, but stay with me. Vaughn finds this blend between a sort of childlike innocence and a more masculine presence. A really subtle change in the character, but I'm really pleased it was implemented. As for the rest of the ensemble, you know, as I said, they're fine. William Macy plays William Macy and Julianne Moore plays Julianne Moore. And that is all I can say without bringing the original into the discussion. Yeah, we got really far. At the end of the day, most of the things that were great in the original are still pretty great in this. But in that sense, it's a pretty hollow victory, you know? Take the Mona Lisa, okay? It's a lovely painting. If I went out and painted my own copy of the Mona Lisa to near perfect accuracy, would it be the same? No. As for Psycho, literally nothing in this can compare to the original. It's the definition of the phrase, every masterpiece has its cheap copy, except it's anything but cheap. Side note, $60 million this cost. $60 million. Allegedly, the original film with an updated budget would have costed about 6. They spent 10 times more, and they made this. And as well, the fact that this is a near shot-by-shot remake, but they've decided to change the actual iconic shots to make them more unique is utterly bizarre. Take the shower scene, for example, okay? I have so many gripes with this, it's not okay. Since they're making such a faithful remake, you'd think that they'd at least keep the most iconic scene in the film the same, you know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They have not done that at all. First of all, the bathroom is clinically white, okay? I've never seen a room so white, and I refuse to believe a motel of this description has bathrooms like this. Another little minor thing, I don't like the curtain. You know, it distorts the silhouette of the killer coming through the door. Like, can we just appreciate how much better this looks in comparison? And I also think the mother's outfit in the new film is a lot worse. While the original keeps the suspense, as you honestly can't tell who or what the killer is, you know, they're in black, they've got this hairstyle, the new one just looks like a man in a wig. I'm gonna be for real, okay? And other scenes like Arbogast's death are also so much worse. They also splice in this really strange imagery, which is rather disconcerting, and it seemingly has absolutely no meaning. Oh, and one final scene. Sorry, I'm actually very passionate about this. I'm getting quite animated here. The ending is so much worse. Take the original, okay? The lighting looks amazing when she smacks the lamp, and this image here is a man deranged. So compare that, okay, to this. What is that? I think it is actually quite unfair on Vince Vaughn that his character is being made to do stuff like this. They're trudging him through the mud here, you know? But I do think a big part of the issue here is the fact that it's in colour. I think the black and white works really well for the tone, and it just looks much better compared to the colour version with all these bright blouses and blonde hair. It just kind of takes you out of it. And that's fair enough, you know? Oh wait, it's not. Apparently the only reason this remake was greenlit was because the studio felt a modern audience would prefer an updated colour version. The only reason this was remade was so that it could be in colour, and the fact that it's in colour is one of the main reasons it's not very good. So in short, its existence is just completely pointless. But what's not pointless is the subscribe button. Sorry, that was terrible. If you enjoy the content and you want to help me reach my 100 subscriber goal by the end of the year, then please click that button. So clearly Psycho isn't something that needed to be redone. It's too popular and it's too widely recognised for that. I mean, it's held up really well for modern standards, and I feel like it's just too culturally relevant for a new version to be accepted. Literally everyone that's gonna watch the remake would have seen the original, so the remake is fighting an uphill battle at that point. In my mind, for a film to get a remake, it needs to to be something that either has like a cult following, or something that had a strong initial critical reception, but it just hasn't held up with widespread audiences over the years. Oh, or something that's having a change in format, like the live-action Disney films. Take the new Toxic Avenger film, okay? I think this is a strong pick for a remake. Most who go to watch it wouldn't have seen the original. I recommend people do watch the original, it's very fun, but it means the new one can carve its own path. Plus, if you take the original, I mean, the practical effects are looking a bit dated these days, and the whole thing is sort of, you know, of its time.
I'm not just another pretty face.
You'll know what I mean if you've seen it. It is a trauma film, so do with that what you will. But the new one should work well. With the way Hollywood is headed, I dare say we're going to get a lot more remakes in general. Some I'm sure are going to be great, but let's just hope none turn out like this. But what about you? Comment your thoughts down below and I'll be sure to respond. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.